morning, sir. We are together with Voice of Media TV on our program we call Guest Talk, the program where we visit people, prominent administrators, to have an interview with them of their achievement and accomplishments in their office. And for the few minutes we'll be spending, we'll be asking you some questions which our expected audience will learn from one thing or the other, and also know the accomplishments you have achieved as the provost of this institution. We are together with the provost of Justice Fati, Lami, and both the College of Legal and Administrative Studies, Dr. Aliyu Bussa, and we'll go into the interview directly. Sir, we want to start with the first question. Can you tell our audience brief about yourself, sir?
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I am by name Dr. Aliyu Bussa. I was told by my parents that I was born on the 28th of July 1968. After accepting power, but I am an indigene of United States from Boso local government. I attended Boso Primary School, which is now Dr. Yayaba Boso Primary School, between 1973 and 1979. I was one of the pioneer students of Government High Secondary School Minna, which was between 1979 and 1984. After graduating from the secondary school, I went to the Niger State College of Education Minna between 1984 and 1987. After completing the NCE program, I taught for a year, and in 1989 I went back to the Ahmadu Bello University Zaria for a DA degree in Hausa. I graduated in the year 1992, and I went for my National Youth Service Corps at Maiduguri. I taught at College of Education, View. That was between 1993 and 1994. After the completion of my NYSC, I was employed by the Niger State government as an assistant lecturer in the Niger State College of Education, Minna, where I taught for 16 years. During the course of my sojourn in the college, I went for my master's degree in sociolinguistics at the Ahmadu Bello University Zaria between 1998 and the year 2000. And I also went back for a PhD in comparative linguistics between 2008 to 2012. In between, I did a postgraduate diploma in administration and planning in that same institution. So if you want to know something about me, that is how far I can go from now.
That's wonderful, sir. My next question is that what are the most important events in life?
Well, the most important event, I have gotten so many important events, but the ones that will come to my mind, or that quickly comes to my mind immediately, are two. One, the day I secured admission to do a degree at the Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, and also the day I got married. These are the things I will never forget.
Okay, amazing, sir. Also, the next question is: have you worked somewhere who has been officer, provost of this institution?
Yes, I worked in several places before assuming as provost of the Fati Lami Institute for Legal and Administrative Studies. One, after the completion of my NYSC, I worked in a bank as a branch manager. I worked in Mary Building Society. That was the name of the bank before it crumbled. It was a bank established by all the local governments in the Niger State. I was one of the pioneer branch managers of that particular bank. I left the bank when it was not too steady for my liking, and became a lecturer at the Niger State College of Education, which I earlier informed you that I worked there for 16 years. Aside from that, I also worked at Aliyu College of Education, Ondo, where I did my sabbatical. It was between 2006 and 2007. I was also at the University of Ibadan between 2012 and 2013, where I worked as a visiting lecturer. Aside from that, I worked at the Ahmad Bello University Zaria between 2012 and 2014 as a lecturer. And I was also at the National State University as a lecturer between 2014 and 2016. I was there as a lecturer and also as the head of department of languages and linguistics. Yes, these are the places I've worked so far.
Yes, sir. Looking at your experience and thought in various institutions of learning, and after assuming office as the provost of this institution, what have you accomplished? What are the achievements? Looking at your experience from different angles, though we could testify that the party Lami about we know before is no longer around because it has transformed to leadership. Our audience will want to know what are these accomplishments you have achieved from your experience at Provost.
Well, if you look at my resume, you will understand, you appreciate that I have been a full-time lecturer from the onset. Aside from the work I did in the bank, every other work I did has been that of lecturing. So for me to become the provost of this particular institution was not different from the usual work I used to do. But here, I came in as the head of the institution. In other places, I have worked as either a director, a coordinator of a particular unit, or a head of department. But here, I am the anchor of the institution. When I came in, I saw so many things wrong with the setting of the college of the institute. And therefore, we had to do the land clearing, which has to do with the issue of fortifying our departments. One, we ensured that our departments were headed by people who were competent to head these departments. And also, the deaneries were also manned by people that seem to be competent. Mind you, there are people who have higher degrees, either master's or PhD. So in my setting of this particular place, if you do not have a higher degree, you cannot head any place. Because you need to have aspired to a particular position to be able to hold a unit or a department or a school very well. That is one. Then another thing was to ensure that I attracted accreditation to this institution. I want to inform you that presently we are being, all the programs of this institute have been accredited by the NBT. And the NBT means National Board for Technical Education, including programs we run in law. And also the diploma we run here has been accredited. The diploma in arts education is being accredited by the TRCN, Teachers Registration Council in Nigeria. Barely some months ago they came, they accredited all the programs, professional diploma programs in education. And I want to inform you that we scaled through. We secured that particular accreditation. And in the next 3 or so months, NBT will be coming to accredit some other programs of the institute. You know, this is a gigantic move. It has never been done before. It is now being done. Aside from that, all our programs have been highly streamlined to ensure that we pick viable and articulate programs to run in this particular institute. Aside from that, when I came, we only had 4 PhD holders in this particular institute. I want to inform you that we have more than 15 PhD holders in this institute. And when I came, I only met about 28 master's degree holders. I want to inform you that we have about 52 master's degree holders in the institute. And you know, that is an excellent one. Aside from that, when I came, even the vehicle of the provost was on ground, was grounded due to paucity of funds and what have you. want to inform you that all the vehicles in the institute are now working. They are now in good working condition, and I have also gone further to purchase 5 additional official vehicles via our IGR. You can even see from my office, everything you see here in this office came in during this administration. I am the person who brought them in. But before now, this office was not like this. And also, if you go to the offices of my principal officers, that is what I have done. They are fully furnished, fully air conditioned. And aside from that, we also bought a mechanical generator to be able to power the administrative block. We have also gone ahead to buy fairly big generators for all the schools in the institute, so that in case there is a power outage, they'll be able to have electricity to perform their duties and functions. And also, we have been able to renovate the hostel in the institute. We have also powered the hostel with a standby generator, so that our students will feel quite comfortable. Aside from that, we have been able to construct and also furnish a moot court for the students and teachers of the institute. You cannot be a lawyer or a legal luminary without knowing how the court looks like, and therefore we had to create a moot court which is well furnished, and you can even go there to see for yourself. Aside from that, we also did a micro teaching lab for the would-be teachers, those who are studying arts education, diploma in arts education, so that they will know how a classroom looks like and how to accommodate themselves in an ideal classroom situation. You can also see our ICT center. It is full of computers where our students can go and participate in their practicum. We have also gone further to renovate our library. Although much is still being desired, we would have loved that a bigger one be constructed for us. But in spite of that, we have renovated it, and we have purchased books, journals, and also we also have an ICT center there where we could access contemporary books and journals from the web. So these are some of the things we have done so far. I also finally want to inform you that there is no structure in the institute that has not been touched. We have gone very far to ensure we have renovated all the structures, the classrooms, administrative blocks, and what have you in the institute. We have also gone further to ensure that equipment, teaching and learning equipment, are provided for our staff and students, so that they will accommodate, they will acclimatize into the teaching profession and also other professions of their choice. So this is how far we have gone.
This is actually amazing that you have actually touched the life of this institution to actually a great standard of learning. Though you have answered the question, so we're going to skip the question, actually knowing the administration status of the courses.
Yes, what I think I would like to add there is that before now, we used to run just ordinary diploma programs. I want to say that with the coming of the MBTE, all our programs are now national diploma in education, so that they have that holistic and vibrant look, so that our students will be able to secure admission in any tertiary institution across the globe. So that is how far we have gone. All our programs are now national diploma instead of the ordinary diploma we used to teach.
Looking at the enumeration of this giant achievement you've done, putting into consideration paucity of funds and so many other issues, what are actually these challenges you face in trying to achieve this stride within the shortest period of time and the growth of the institution?
Well, the major problem has been finance. You'll agree with me that aside from the school fees that we use, which is internally generated, which the government of Dr. Abubakar Bello has agreed that we can use to ensure that rightful things are done, we do not have any other way of attracting revenue to improve the word of the institute. And operating a tertiary institution of this magnitude is capital intensive. So therefore, you need a lot of money to be able to do what it takes to improve a tertiary institution like this. But in spite of that, we have been able to use our lean resources. We have been able to work within the confines of our meager resources to ensure we achieve maximum results, as you have seen for yourself in the institute.
Our next question is that as an administrator and as educationists, looking at the importance of education in our society, what the call do you have for the general public about seeing the importance of education and educating their words and ensuring that their words attend schools?
Well, globally and worldwide, the in thing now is education. You agree with me that any society that fails to acquire Western education is doomed. Therefore, if you want to remain relevant on the surface of the earth, you need to key into the acquisition of Western education. Therefore, I am calling on our parents and every other Nigerian and also the youths to ensure they move into the field of the acquisition of knowledge of Western education so that we'll be able to move Nigeria to greater heights. It is only through that they can also move to greater heights. There is nothing that can be achieved on the surface of the earth without the acquisition of Western education. Western education leads you to have handwork. You also know how to engage in entrepreneurship. You understand? If you do not have Western education, even if you engage yourself in handwork and entrepreneurship, you will not be too vibrant. Therefore, I am using this opportunity to call on parents and all Nigerians and also the government to ensure that everybody is encouraged to seek education so that we will have a bright future.
So come to the last question we have. Looking at the aggression, with so many unemployment in the society today, the youth's resiveness is one of the issues concerning that is concerning very government and other people or stakeholders within the society today. What advice do you have for the youth in ensuring they traverse the path of restiveness and other important issues?
Well, we know that the youth are the most vibrant segment of every nation because they have the energy, they have the wherewithal at that level. Because the youth, though being translated by so many people in so many ways, but by and large, the youth is the person who is between the age of 16 and maybe 45. Therefore, since that is the most vibrant age of the human being, and he is considered as a youth, I want to use this opportunity to call on those people who are within that age bracket to ensure that one, they seek education, they look for education. Two, they engage in entrepreneurship, and also they engage in handwork, and also in commercial activity, so that will take off their mind from being engaged in some negative tendencies. It will also assist them to move to greater heights, to make them become somebody in future. It will also improve the country and also the state. But if they decide to engage themselves in restiveness, they will waste their time. And if they are not even careful, they can be killed in that process. So I want to call on youths to ensure that they do what is right. Let them use their education positively so that together we move to greater heights. In other words, let them use their tongue to count their teeth so that we progress in Nigeria as a people, and Nigeria will reach that level required of it in the 21st century.
Thank you. If you are just joining us, you are actually watching Guest Talk by Boss of Nigeria TV. and we've been together with a philanthropy, an educational administrator, an excellent leader who has actually transformed an institution of learning to a citadel that everybody can envy it. So far, we've heard from him what he has achieved and the achievements he has accomplished within the shortest period of time, which is actually, you will agree that he is actually a leader by excellence, and this is actually what an educational administrator is what to be. And lastly, the last question we have for you, sir, is what are your parting words for the general public?
Well, the parting word is that everybody should think positively. We know we have a lot of challenge in this country. But in spite of that, the correctional devices need to start from us. So I want to use this medium to call on the parents, youths, the aged, and children to put their mind where their foot is. In other words, let them think positively so as to move Nigeria to greater heights. The issue of negative tendencies, side attractions, Yahoo business should be out of our mind so that we move together as a group and to propel Nigeria to greater heights the way other nations are doing presently.
So, thank you. This is the much we could bring for you for our interview with an educational administrator, a leader par excellence, and actually a man who have transformed Fati Lami College of Legal and Administrative Study into an enviable stage. And thank you for tuning in, and thank you, sir, for your time, for granting us this interview. Thank you, sir.